Hello and welcome back to the Without the Bank podcast, where you and I talk about all things infinite banking, business, money, all of it. Okay, here is today's topic. Small businesses should make money. So, y'all know that I work a lot with farmers, but I also work a lot with small business owners because most farmers have a small business on the side. And you guys are all the same. Here's what I'm finding. It doesn't matter if you are a small business or if you are a farmer. Y'all think that you shouldn't make money. And if you do, you feel bad about it. So today we're going to talk about that and the fact that you are in business to make money. And you should not apologize for making money. And if somebody does not want to pay you for what you're worth, then don't go do the job. Here's a little story about me. Many of you most likely don't know. I used to have a little chocolate candy business, and I would dip wine bottles in chocolate. Yes, wine bottles in chocolate. You break off the chocolate, you eat the chocolate, and you drink the wine. Apparently, it's a thing for people that drink wine. I don't drink wine. I don't know why you would do that, but whatever. It was a great little gift idea for people. I would also dip apples, Rice Krispie bars, pretzel rods in caramel, and then I would put white chocolate on them and milk chocolate on them, and I would drizzle and I would put them in a pretty little bag with a pretty little ribbon and a pretty little tag. And I was nonstop making chocolate. Okay. Holidays, I started to really dislike the holidays because it was just Christmas. I didn't have time to shop. All I was doing was making apples and pretzels as Christmas gifts. So I ended up quitting that business because it got to the point where it was it was getting to the point where I was going to have to either franchise because I couldn't do it all, but I couldn't quit my job because it wasn't consistent enough to make money, right? Not everything works in the business world. It's okay. It started as a fun little hobby. It turned into a job. I ended up actually hating it because it was so much work. You have to do the dishes, you have to order the bags, you're constantly like looking for new ideas, and oh, it was just kind of a pain. Anywho, I was charging $8 an apple, dipped in caramel, 2 layers of chocolate, drizzled, all pretty. And I sat down one day and thought, you know what? I should probably see if I'm making money. Okay. Because it started as a hobby, got busier, and I decided to time myself. And I timed myself. How long did it take me to make one apple from beginning to end? How much chocolate was on there? How much caramel was on there? I weighed after everything. I had a stick in the apple. I had bag. I had ribbon. I had a little tag. I had a little clip that held the tag on. Okay? I had a little stamper that I had to stamp an expiration date on because yes, I had to be FDA legal and approved. And then I counted my time, not even including me doing dishes and traveling to get stuff and ordering stuff. I counted my time at the hourly rate I was getting paid at my job. And guess what? I was losing money. I was making these things for free. And I thought, well, that's stupid. I can't be charging $8 an apple. I need to go to, I think it was 13. I need to go to $13 an apple. So I didn't go from like 8 to 9 to 10. No, I went from 8 to 13 because I didn't even think to gradually work my way into that. That thought didn't even cross my mind. All I could see is I was losing money. That was stupid. So I charged $13 an apple. And guess what happened? People said, well, the cheap people said, I don't want to pay $13 an apple. I'm like, okay, you can go online and get one for 25. I mean, whatever. Guess what my response was? Thank God, because I don't want to make them. I am not going to stand, shake chocolate off, have carpal tunnel issues, miss out on my kid's life, be standing and working until 9 o'clock every single night during the holidays, hating the holidays so that I can give you a free apple. I am in this to make money, not to lose money. Guess what else happened? The people that really wanted that candy paid whatever they could to get it. Today, I will do it just for fun, and it happens probably once every 5 years because it is a lot of work. And when I do it, I used to charge $2.50 a pretzel rod for one pretzel rod. Now I charge almost $4 a pretzel rod. And guess what? All of our friends buy them because they never get them. It is a luxury at this point. But because they know they are not going to be able to find anything equally as good, and no, you will not be able to find anything equally as good. The chocolate I used was amazing. The caramel was amazing. Like, it was very good products. And thanks to COVID, the chocolate company went out of business. So there's that. We may never get these chocolate covered candies ever again. But because of that, people would pay. And what did I do? I just got the clientele that loved it and was willing to pay for that. There is this great guy on TikTok that I've been following, and he does exterior cleaning and he hangs Christmas lights. And he does not do Christmas lights for a minimum of $1,000. You have to pay $1,000 or he's not hanging your Christmas lights. He buys the lights, he hangs the lights, he fixes the lights, he fixes the string if it's blown off. He will come and do it all. And then he cleans up the lights and he stores the lights for you. Amazing service. Is he expensive? Yes. Is the chiropractor expensive if you fall off the ladder? Yes. We actually have a guy locally that fell off of his roof last year, and I don't remember if he passed away or was extremely hurt. But leave it to the professionals. And if you're the professional, charge for that. And don't be scared to charge for that. Know who your client is. It is no different than today. I will not meet with you unless you read one of my books or Nelson's book. Not happening. You are not getting through the iron gate. I have 2 assistants. You are not going to get a link to my calendar. If you somehow get through because there's a tiny little hole somewhere and we start our meeting and you tell me that you didn't read the book, I'm going to end that meeting right there. Because I'm not doing 6 hours worth of teaching in an hour and a half. I'm not selling you anything. I am trying to teach you something. I know who my clientele is. I know who my ideal client is. And I know that I'm not going to work for free. Okay? There are some agents in the infinite banking world that will charge you $1,500 to meet with them. I don't do that because I'm assuming that by the time you get to me, you already kind of know what you want to do. Okay? And I'm not going to waste my time. I do not see that I need to do that because guess what? Not everybody's a client right away, but by golly, I'm going to learn something. I just had a meeting with a wonderful gentleman that has short-term rentals. He does like glamping stuff. Oh my gosh, he took little sheds and made them into VRBOs or Airbnbs or short-term rentals, whatever you want to call it. And it's so interesting to see what they're doing and how they're doing it and how creative they are. It is That kind of stuff to me is payment enough. But I know my worth. I know that I'm not going to meet with you if you don't read the book. Okay. If you listen to the podcast and not read the book, I'm still not going to meet with you because there is stuff in this podcast that is in the book that I just don't cover. Is the book and the podcast together going to be efficient? Yes. But if you are an agent and you decide to make an appointment with me, I'm probably going to stop that appointment before you even get through the door or ask what your intent is. Why are you meeting with me if you're an agent that you can do this yourself? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to pick my brain? Are you trying to steal information? Why would that happen? Because I've been burned in the past, right? So I'm very particular about what I'm doing. You should be doing the same thing. I don't care what your business is. If you are the cheapest concrete guy on the block, why? Is your product crappy? Do you not know what you're doing? Now, I also talked to a gentleman that's a contractor, and he said, his prices were a little bit lower until he got the referrals he needed and people saw what he was doing. And you may need to do that. You may need to come in and say, you know what? I will do work for a little bit less than normal because I'm new to the area and I need to build up some clientele. If you're a contractor, that seems to kind of be the norm of how to do things, especially if you don't have a clientele base with testimonials, right? And you can't just show me stuff online because I don't know that you really did it. It's kind of like Fiverr. I don't know that they really did the work. Then you hire them and they don't know what they're doing. But think about that. What are you doing that you're good at? If you've been in business, now this is another thing we did locally. I called a local contractor and said, hey, we need a driveway rebuilt. We need some ditches reshaped. We need some gravel hauled in. What is that going to cost? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but it's a little more expensive than I thought. It's going to be about 10 grand because it's a really long driveway. We need a lot of work done. It's going to be about 10 grand. And he's apologizing for the price. And then he says to me, well, this is the price today, but prices could go up by spring and it's going to be a different price. I said, yep, I understand that. No problem. I know they're cheap. They drive the worst equipment ever. Like, all their vehicles are older than the hills, but I also know that this is what they do and they're good at it and they've been in business for 30, 40 years, probably 50, because it's now the grandkid I'm talking to. And I'm willing to pay for the expertise, but he doesn't know his worth. They think this is the mentality that if I stay cheap, I'll have more jobs. Yes, you will have more jobs, but you're going to need more jobs to make the same amount of money that you would make if you charged a little bit more. I'm not talking about gouging people. I'm talking about getting paid for your value. Just like this wonderful guy on TikTok. If he understands how to wash a building properly, how to wash concrete properly and do his pressure washing, and he knows that he can hang lights faster and do that properly, he can charge more. Because in the end, it's going to cost you more as the consumer to hire somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Small business thinks that they can't charge what they're worth because they won't have the work. I always thought I can't help farmers only because I'll starve. And I'm so busy, it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get in to see me sometimes. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, but rarely can you get in the same week. Because I understand my niche. I'm very good at small business and I'm very good at farming and ranching. Right? I am not typically really good with certain other things. Like if you are a doctor, I'm not going to be good with your profession, with your whatever it is that doctors do, because I've had maybe 3 doctors in 12 years. It is not my niche. right? I don't know how they get paid. I don't know the inner workings of hospital stuff. I don't understand retirement if they own it. Like, it's a whole world that is it's just not my world. And so I won't be as good. It doesn't mean I can't do it. It's just I won't be as good at it. So if you're a doctor, that's what you're doing and you want some sort of retirement plan, you might want to go find another IBC practitioner, or let me know and I'll refer you to one that's really good with doctors. There are things that I am just not super good at. Small business, great, because I've had them, I understand them, I know how they work. What are you good at and are you getting paid for it? Don't be walking around acting like you shouldn't get paid and you shouldn't make a bunch of money. And then people see you and go, oh, geez, must be nice, Joe. Driving a new vehicle, bought a new house. Oh, look at your boat. Ooh, must be nice. Yes, it is nice. It is nice that I worked my butt off, got the experience to be able to charge what I'm worth. Yes, it is nice. Now, maybe it's not nice if you're gouging people and not doing quality work. But if you're a good business owner and a good person, yes, it's nice. Who cares what other people have to say? You worked to get there. You put the time in. You gain the experience. This is your business. Charge accordingly. I have other friends that have businesses and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm just the cheapest. I'm the cheapest around. Why? Well, I just don't want people to feel bad. Then you get clients that take advantage of you, clients that yell at you, clients that complain, moan, and groan. That's why other people have charged more, to weed out the crappy clients. Okay? No different than if you have rental properties. You have a nice property, you have good renters, right? You're a slumlord, you get low income, you get damage, you get drugs, you get all the other stuff. What do you want? Everybody has their position. If you want to be the landlord that wants to put no money into your property and have people there that are low income and not taking care of it, fine. Fantastic. We need those people too. I'm just not one of those people. And I'm not scared to make money. And I'm not scared to charge accordingly. Because I'm not here to do charity work. I'll do that on my free time. I'm not going to do that as my living. Remember what you're worth. Okay? Remember that you don't wear a badge of honor because you do good work and you can't make a living and barely pay the bills. That badge of honor that you're just broke is not okay. It's no different than farmers wearing a badge of honor because they're broke. Oh, we work so hard and we don't have money. That's not a badge of honor, my friends. That's poor business management. Look at your books, figure it out. What is it actually costing you to do a job? Know your numbers. That's what I wanted to talk to you about today. That's it. I got kind of a little bit of German passion-y on ya. If that's a word, I just made it a word. It's a word now because I said so. Okay, let me know if you have not read the book, Life Without the Bank. Do that. Schedule your appointment. You guys, we talk about all this stuff in our appointment. If I don't feel like you're charging enough, I'm going to tell you in the appointment. If I feel like I have ideas for you, I'm going to tell you in the appointment, as well as go over your numbers and figure out how this infinite banking thing works for you. Okay? Read the book, schedule your appointment, and I'm going to be happy to visit with you. Let me know if you need anything, Mary Jo at withoutthebank.com, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Have a good one.